Mamba out.
Drippin', saucy, yeah, bitch, I do this often. My bitch is bad, she always in office. Don't got the tags on running my body. Can't see the pads, I'm living too fast. With 20 my dash, I'm up, but I lost him. He wanna brag, I emptied his bag and took what he had. Don't care what it cost him. Then he broke, he turned to a hoe. I seen him before, the shit is exhausting. Ran on a hoe, I wanna be known. The stage of my soul, you Randy Moss. Already been broke.
Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to Sports Now with Darius Aiden, and today we are doing another second round playoff series. This will be the Phoenix Suns versus the Denver Nuggets. Phoenix, as I predicted, sent LeBron's home in celebrated fashion. For me, not for most people who live in LA and every LeBron fan on the planet and Darius. But nonetheless, Denver upsetted me very, very much by them eviscerating the Portland Trailblazers without Jamal Murray. Nikola Jokic showing us what's good, why he should be the MVP of the league, and ultimately taking his team to the next round. But without further ado, we're going to start you off with Darius. What are your thoughts?
Well, and these two teams, and the Phoenix Suns and the Denver Nuggets, have been the most surprising teams in the NBA this season. And I have to give props to the Nuggets first off, because when we did that episode, immediately the day after Jamal Murray went down on a Monday versus the Golden State Warriors, I said that their playoff hopes were literally out of the window. There was no chance that they were going to get out of the first round. But I have to give props to them. Outside of Nikola Jokic, they found a way to beat Dame Lillard in a second overtime game when he dropped 55 points and was on his A game. And
broke Klay Thompson's single playoff game threes record. Can't leave that out.
But looking at the rest of the team outside of Jokic, Michael Porter Jr., and I believe that game 6, he was on fire. He probably didn't miss a shot. I believe he scored like 20 plus points in the first quarter. He was hot. Monte Morris in that two overtime game, he dropped 28 points off the bench. Aaron Gordon, phenomenal. Austin Rivers, phenomenal. Campazzo, phenomenal. Paul Millsap, he did his thing. Veteran. JaVale McGee, even though he got limited minutes, he only got 3.5 minutes. He still provided some defensive presence throughout the course of this series. Jokic is just proven why he's the MVP. And now, with me being, I'm of course I'm a Steph Curry fan, and I'm a Joel Embiid fan, and I'm a LeBron James fan. I'm a fan of all these huge stars of the game of basketball. But there's no possible way that Nikola Jokic is not the MVP this season. Your co-star gets injured the middle of the season. Everybody, including myself, is saying that your playoff chances and your playoff hopes are literally out of the window because Jamal Murray is just that damn good. And now you're here in the second round with a possibility to go to the Western Conference Finals. Now let me transition to the Phoenix Suns. The Phoenix Suns are phenomenal. They have been phenomenal. The number 2 seed in the Western Conference. I did predict the Lakers to win this series in the first round, but of course the Phoenix Suns pretty much proved me wrong. CP3 got injured throughout the course of that series. We don't know if he's 100%. If he is or is not, I do expect CP3 things, because CP3, even with the bad shoulder, I can still trust him to make a mid-range shot, that mid-range fadeaway, a layup, and even facilitating and controlling the offense. Devin Booker, he was phenomenal that closed out game in Game 6, dropped literally like 30 plus points in the first quarter. I can trust him to get off to a hot start. But outside of Devin Booker and Chris Paul, there are just a lot of other guys that played a huge factor in the Phoenix Suns winning this series. It's just a lot. We'll start off by Cameron Payne, who, when Chris Paul was injured, stepped in the most unimaginable situation in a playoff series, coming in and was lights out. DeAndre Ayton, he was crashing the boards. He was phenomenal from inside the paint. Barely missed a shot or a free throw throughout the course of this year. Jake Crowder, phenomenal. Hot star in Game 6. Torrey Craig, phenomenal as well. Frank Kaminsky, even when DeAndre Ayton was in foul trouble, he stepped in, had a phenomenal performance. Mikal Bridges and Cameron Johnson held their own against LeBron James. Even though LeBron James got his, they pretty much played some great defense. The best defense you could possibly play on a player on LeBron James' caliber. So I had to get a lot of props to them. Now, who's gonna win this series? This is very, very tough because if you know me, I'm a huge CP3 fan. I'm a huge D-Book fan. But on the other hand, I'm a Jokic fan as well, and I'm very surprised that the Jokic and the Denver Nuggets held their own against basically a healthy Portland Trailblazers team. Very surprising here. I'm kind of undecided, but here's the thing. In that 76ers Hawks series, I made two predictions, all right? If Joel Embiid was healthy, 76ers in 6. If Joel Embiid is not 100% MVP level, Hawks in 5, 6 games. I'm going to make two predictions for this series. If CP3 is not 100% healthy, the same CP3 we saw throughout the course of the regular season, the Denver Nuggets going to win the series in 6 games. If CP3 is healthy and is playing like the CP3 we all know and love, I have the Phoenix Suns in 7 games. This is a very, very intense series. It's one of my favorite series so far. This year, I don't expect the series to end in 4 or 5 games. I think it's going to be a 6 games. I do believe it's going to be a 6-7 game series, but I could be wrong. But as of now, again, if CP3 is not healthy, it's not the same CP3 we all know and love. I have the Denver Nuggets in 6 games. If CP3 is 100% healthy and ready to play and ready to go, I had the Phoenix Suns in 7 games, but this year's go either way. 2 very, very difficult teams to pick from. Number 2 versus number 3 seed. Aiden, I need your predictions, bro.
Was very hard for me. Obviously, I had so much confidence in the Phoenix Suns at the beginning of the first round, so much that I bet the mill on it, man. But I unfortunately don't have that same confidence going into the series. Nikola Jokic is a whole different animal. Michael Porter Jr., my guy, is a whole different animal. I know that the offense have flowed majorly throughout 3 main players, 3 main stars, Aiden, Booker, CP3, with a little bit help from off the bench, and the coach of the year on that team as well. And I also know that the MVP of the league, we believe, is going to be coming at you that game and not holding anything back. So my prediction here is simply the Nuggets in 7. The Nuggets in 7. And if CP3 is healthy, it could also be Phoenix in 7. No matter what, it's going to be 7-game series. Since Darius made 2 predictions, I'm going to make 2 predictions. CP3 isn't healthy, Denver in 7. CP3 is healthy, Phoenix in 7. I know we're bending the rules here a little bit, but you got to cut us some slack. Now, what I'm looking for here is that CP3 is not necessarily fully healthy, but he can play how he played in the LA series. In the LA series, it was clearly evidently hurt, but still played through it. I believe that they're in this for the long haul, and I believe that if the Phoenix Suns advance to the Western Conference Finals and they face who we believe will be coming out of the other game in the other series, in the West, then the Phoenix Suns might have a good chance of actually going to the finals this year. But that is only if they get through this major roadblock from the Denver Nuggets. I believe in the Phoenix Suns, and I also believe in the Denver Nuggets. I have gotten a lot of criticism for my ranking and for my value of Michael Porter Jr. I've gotten a lot of criticism for Darius. But that man has proved my hopes of him correct. And I have been proven right many of times. And now I am sitting here proud to say that Michael Porter Jr. is an ascending star in this league that I evidently knew he would be. And I'm also ascending to say that Devin Booker is the star that everybody thought he was and that he will continue to be. And I'm happy to say that DeAndre Ayton is finally making a contribution to this team in a positive manner. And I know that in the end, this is going to be one of the most, if not the most exciting series in all of the playoffs. Without further ado, I'm going to go Denver in 7 if CP3 is not 100, if CP3 is not playing to the same level of last series. And if he is, I'm going Phoenix in 7. But like I did last episode, I'm going to end it off here as well. This has been Sports Now with Darius and Aiden. I'm Aiden. That is Darius. And we'll see you on the next episode of Sports Now. Peace.